Yeah, I think we've been being lied to, y'all. Lied to with these pieces of garbage, pieces of junk. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, as you can see, it's a whole bunch of inline six RTs and Scat Packs out here. And you know what people keep saying? Well, I'm just going to wait for the all HEMI version to come out. Who told you that there's going to be a HEMI version of this car? Who told you that? Did you hear Dodge say that? I'm just asking you, did Dodge ever say we're dropping a HEMI in that? It makes no sense. Explain to me why Dodge / Stellantis would put a HEMI motor into any one of these vehicles right here after they invested all that money into these inline six motors. You know how much money they spent developing that inline six for them to just say, you know what, let's put some HEMIs in them and force people to choose between the HEMI and the inline six. What do you think the people are going to choose? They're going to choose the HEMI. That's going to make the sales on this vehicle go down even more than they already have. Because as you know, this car is not even outselling the electric version. Look the numbers up. These cars are doing horrible numbers right now. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. And I'm pretty sure they got some deals. But let's see if they got a deal. Matter of fact, let's walk out here and see if they got a deal. This is a RT version, correct? It's going to be a 2026. Okay, we got a 2026 Charger RT Plus. So this is a top-notch version. RT Plus has got a 3.0-liter turbo six-pack, $67,000. Tell me what kind of deal could you possibly go in there and get if the car is already $67,000? You think they're going to knock $15,000 off of you? Do you think they're going to knock $15,000 off? I doubt it. You probably could get maybe $7,000 knocked off of it. And that's if you're going in there and you really talking that good stuff. You really talking that dookie, if you know what I mean. You probably could get $7,000 off of it. But if you think you're going to get $15,000 off of this car, you in for a rude awakening. Now, I could be wrong. They may not be selling at all, and they may have to give a crazy deal off on them. But if you ask me, you're not going to be able to get that great of a deal. So, as you can see, the RT is $67,000. So how much money do you think the HEMI would cost if the RT is going to be $67,000? How much do you think a HEMI version of one of these cars would cost? I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if that's $67,000, put it to $73,000, $74,000 for just a HEMI version. And that's going to force this car to be pushed to the back burner because nobody's going to get a RT HEMI, RT six-pack over RT HEMI. If you're a diehard Moparian. But if you're not, you might choose this inline six over a HEMI. So there's a possibility that some people would choose this car, but they would not if you're a diehard Moparian. Now, when I say diehard Moparian, I mean somebody that's a muscle car enthusiast. This is how companies get you. A company will make you attached to a car. That's why they call this car RT, and that's why they call it as a Scat Pack. You're attached to the name. RT makes you feel like I got something. Scat Pack makes you feel like, ooh, I got the Scat Pack. I got the Scatty. And you get attached to that name, that emblem, that Scat Pack. Look, you know what this emblem signifies? It signifies a legend. You know what that RT signifies? Legendary. So you get attached to that. You get attached to trims. If somebody come up to you and say, man, that's an SXT you got, you're going to hurry up and correct them and say, man, that's an RT that I got. If somebody say that Scat Pack is an RT, you're going to say, no, that's a Scat Pack, and vice versa. So that's how Dodge kind of got you right now. Got all of us. They got us falling into that category where we want to be a Scat Pack in, a RT in. You know, they want us to categorize ourselves as something. But, and there is a big but. Look at the car. This is a RT, right? Why does the RT have a full-blown, look at the full-blown light. The light that goes all the way across to here. Now, that's a Scat Pack version. Tell me why the Scat Pack version only has the light right there and not all the way through the middle. How come Dodge just can't give all of them the same lights? You see how greedy they are? Do you see how greedy they are? Your Scat Pack looking less cooler than an RT. It's insane. It's insane. Let's see if we can find a price tag on a Scat Pack. I think the blue one is unlocked. It's a blue Scat Pack, y'all. Yes, the blue one is unlocked. Go down right here. The Scat Pack is $68,000. So you mean to tell me it's $1,000 more than an RT? Who's going to choose an RT over this Scat Pack? Some dummy is going to choose an RT over this. Some dummy is going to miss out on a better deal because they're going to be infatuated with that RT when they can walk 3 cars down and get a $68,000 Scat Pack, not to mention whatever kind of dealer deals they're giving on this bad boy. It's insane. It's downright insane. Stellantis don't care. They do not care. Stellantis no longer cares about Dodge, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dodge don't last another 5 years, because nobody's buying these cars. Don't nobody want them. And when the Hellcat version comes out, if it does come out, and it's not going to be a V8. If you ask me, it's not going to be a V8. It's going to be a bigger turboed inline 6. If you put bigger turbos on it, you can get more horsepower. Sturdy up the engine a little bit more, you can easily get 800 horses out of this car. Easily. I'm pretty sure you can easily get it with bigger turbos. Nobody ever said, I never heard Tim Kuniska say they was putting a Hellcat motor into one of these. I never heard him say they was putting a HEMI into one of these. I never heard him say they could put a 6.4 liter in any of these. So why are we up here talking about I'm waiting for the HEMI version, when they never told you there was going to be a HEMI version? Let's do some logic right here. Let's talk logic. If you owned Stellantis / Dodge and you spent millions on top of millions, I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe even a cool $1 billion on developing an inline 6 motor, would you then put an old HEMI motor back into the car after you spent all that money trying to develop a better motor, stronger motor, faster motor, more cheaper motor, so you can maximize your profit? Or would you do that? I'm just saying, would that be good business? Is that good business? Because I don't think it's good business. They never told you they was putting a HEMI back in this car. They did say they was going to put a HEMI back into the Durango, because they never took the HEMI out of the Durango. So don't say, man, they put the Hellcat back in it. They never took the Hellcat out of the Durango. They did put a HEMI back into the Dodge because they wasn't selling Rams. Nobody wants a Dodge Ram. Nobody wants a Ram that doesn't have a Cummins or a HEMI in it. It just doesn't feel right. So what do you think about these muscle cars? It don't feel right if it ain't got a HEMI in it, does it? It doesn't feel right that them calling this car a HEMI, muscle car, and it doesn't even have a HEMI. Now, do I think they will come out with the HEMI? No, I don't. But if they get desperate, they may have to. They may have to. But as far as I know, they never said they was going to do that. So I'm not going to hold my breath, man. And I don't think y'all should hold y'all breath. Dodge is killing itself. Dodge is dying because they don't want to listen to their customers. See, once you stop listening to your customer and you start listening to the corporate board that doesn't, everybody on that corporate board, not one of them 9 times out of 10 has one of these type of cars. They're not driving these type of cars. So how would they know what the company needs? They don't, because they're out of touch. They're not listening to their customers, and they're paying a price. This junk right here ain't selling. It's sitting on a lot rotting away, and I'm not lying to you. You see the lot rot starting to sit in? You see that lot rot starting to sit in? Look at those wheels. They ain't washed those wheels in weeks. The lot rot is already starting to set in on these brand new cars. And I don't want to be mean, but see these cars right here? They've been sitting on a lot like this for the last month and a half. Nobody's buying them. Nobody wants them. But with that being said, I'm going to slide on up out of here. Let me know. Meet me in the comments and let me know. Would you buy one of these? Are you interested in buying one of these? Are you interested in tooting that booty up and getting you one of these new age muscle cars? Start saying new age muscle and stop saying muscle car. Say new age muscle, and you might be able to sell some cars. High octane performance is not going to get it. Look what they saying right here, y'all. High octane performance is not going to cut it. You need a better slogan. New age muscle is what your slogan should be, not high octane performance. I just gave you something. You either gonna take it or you're not. Stop saying high octane performance and start saying new age muscle. New age muscle, not high octane. You get it? And with that being said, I'm gonna slide on up out of here, man. I love y'all. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed up, and never ever give up on yourself. The world is yours. All you gotta do is take it by the reins and make it happen for yourself. And with that being said, I got to slide on up out of here. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hey, Meet me in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you was entertained and you like this video and you want more, say we want more in the comments. And I'm going to slide on up out of here. Peace.